when you're in high school and you're in junior high, you're kind of used to your friend group changing. You lose friends, you get mad at someone, things get really catty. As an adult, I didn't think about those things happening.
Yeah.
But they do. Like, you lose friendships or you decide to break ties with someone and as you get older, and it sometimes is a relief. Sometimes it's like, whew, that toxic person is out of my life. And then sometimes it just kind of like smacks you upside the head and you're like, I guess I'm not friends with that person anymore.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to Hairstylists Know Best.
I'm Susan.
I'm Echo, and we are two hairdressers who are here to give you advice about fashion, beauty,
Makeup, all the taboo things in life.
This week, this is something that we get to talk about. Actually, I haven't checked in with you. You good? Everything's good?
I had a couple things this week, but at the end of the week though, I had the most amazing review written on our website.
Oh, yes.
Made me feel really good. So my couple things earlier in the week just went away after that because it was just a random. I had an opening where someone had to reschedule. They got called into work, and we had to walk in, and I was the only one that could take it, which never happens.
Rarely happens.
So yeah, and she loved me and loved her hair and wrote all about it, and it was great. So
yeah, that was a great review for you and for the salon.
Yeah,
it was a good, happy feeling. Smacks you upside the head, and you're like, I guess I'm not friends with that person anymore.
Yeah,
and it hurts like the dickens. Yeah, I have one that I have no idea what happened. We were very close with one couple, and
like you and Hunter close with the other couple. Okay.
Yep. So Hunter and I were close. We were not. We didn't have our kid yet, but we were close. We would go hang out with this couple all the time. We were very involved with their children's lives, and we had our child. I don't think it had anything to do with that because they had kids. I know. I don't know. Just slowly I realized we're not getting invited to them. I don't know if one of us offended them. I don't. And it was just like, wow, this is like a couple that we spent holidays with who now suddenly we're just not anymore. And it hurt. And I've beat myself up. Like, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I wasn't a good enough friend to them. But at the end of the day, I can't force someone to care as much about me as I do them. So it was just kind of like I grieved the loss of that friendship, and it sucks.
What's funny is I think as adults too, we're not as prone to like when we're in junior high and high school, we're like, are you mad at me? What did I do? We're not. It's a whole different thing. I feel like when in our group of friends or a friend, sometimes it's like
I always assume that person has it in them to come to me. But if they don't, I mean, how much weirder does it make them? You're like, I know something's going on. So you're like, hey, are you mad? And then the person's like, no, I'm not mad. What would I be mad about? And you're like, I don't fucking know what you'd be mad at. That's why I'm asking you. I'm trying to like get through this. And yeah, and then you're just kind of like, after a while, you're like, okay, well, I guess we're not mad, but we're not happy together anymore.
Right.
And then moving, that kind of hurts too.
Yeah. But you've done really well with your best friend.
Oh,
Echo's had the same best friend since high school, right?
Yeah, we were 15. And we are definitely still. So, and we only lived in the same area through high school. And then after that, I just started to like jump all around the country. But yes, absolutely. You can do it. But I would say that Shannon and I's friendship is so much different than majority of friendships that you get to have. Like you get to have one of those friends in your life, and it helps that she's an only child and needs me as her surrogate sibling.
I did have that friend for but everything else aside, I was 16 when we became friends, and we were each other's person, but time goes on, the more kids I had, the more goal oriented I became. The more I started realizing she was not as goal-oriented in her life, which doesn't mean that makes her wrong and me right. It just says my time started getting taken up by hair school and then trying to get my career launched and, having my last 2 kids, yada, yada. And, she'd be like, hey, let's get together and cook out. and let's do this. But it was one of those things where she had all that time in the world because she was still just so stagnant in her life.
Yeah.
So I always compared and said, I grew up and she got older, And I could not stand her husband to this day, still not.
No.
But it was at her kids' either 11th or 12th birthday, they're twins. I finally came out and told her, I said, you want to know why I don't come around? I said, because of him. Because at their kid's birthday party, he had cornered me, just bad-mouthing her. And I was like, I told her then and there, I said, pack your stuff, go away, get away from him.
So the person might be toxic, like you said, they're just surrounded by toxic people.
Mm-hmm.
So you're spending all of your energy trying to lift that person up on the chair when it's more likely that that person's going to pull you off the chair and pull you down into that spot. So absolutely, like, just being around toxic people in any way, shape, or form.
So this is interesting because my son and his best friend from high school, same kind of situation. Like, my son went this direction, his friend went this direction, not so good direction. He literally called his friend like a breakup and was like, I can't be your friend anymore. But to me, that honestly,
and it did that person a service, because if they ever wondered, I wonder why that person's not hanging out with me anymore. You don't have to wonder. They told you.
Mm-hmm.
It also could have been a wake-up call, like, oh, crap, this person who I know cares about me is telling me that, I'm hanging out with other bad people, And it also is just a level of, it clears your son's mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not like, oh, I gave him an opportunity, I gave him all the chances, and he can go to bed at night knowing that he did the right thing.
Yeah. I do wonder why it's harder for us. Why can't we have a breakup with a friend? We break up romantic relationships, marriages, whatever. I can sit down and I had definitely told my ex-husband, bye, I'm out of here, But yeah, that's a funny point. Like, we should be more adult and just give a person at least a reason, so they're not left hanging.
You're not forced to, right? Like, you're forced to break up with your significant other so that you're free to date somebody else.
Right.
You're not forced to break up with a friend because you're allowed to have as many friends as you would like. So I think it's just, we all tend to take the easier way out. But yeah, with friends, it's kind of like, I can just ignore them and eventually they'll go away.
Yeah. Maybe you guys let us know. Comment below. Let us know, have you broken up with a friend, or do you just ghost them and hope they never come back? Or how does that work for you guys? Let us know.
Yeah, because we obviously, we hear people talk a lot about, like, losing friendships and reasons why. And unless it's a big ball of fury fire, it just kind of fizzles out and everyone's left going, I don't know why we don't get invited to Christmas dinner anymore. All right, guys.
Give us a like,
subscribe,
and turn on your notification bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.